Welcome to the Simpler Business Podcast, where we talk about ways to do what you love and serve your people in a way that brings you income and freedom. I'm your host, Marissa Roberts. Join me as I chat with my favorite entrepreneurs about how they simplify their biz so that you can simplify yours. Welcome back to the show and welcome to season 2 of the Simpler Business Podcast. I hope that you enjoyed our launch series. Season 1 was an interview series with some of my favorite entrepreneurs who were sharing their tips on how to simplify the growth of your business. We heard from Naomi Finlay, Denise Duffield-Thomas, Alana Nixon of Oversubscribed Podcast fame, Tammy Guest, Kaylee Price, and Naren Chappell, and their interviews are amazing. They all have some really good tips to share that I know that you're going to find really useful. So pop your earphones in and head over to season 1 and listen in to an interview on your daily walk or drive. You are going to love it. And now we're on to season 2, which is a series of quick tips that I have personally found helped my business grow the simple way. These episodes are a few minutes long. They are bite-sized tips that you can action in your own business, and I would love to hear how you go with them when you give them a try. You can always leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, just like Ainsley did. She said, "I love this podcast and the brilliant guests Marissa interviews. She asks epic questions that really help you gain a deep insight into her guests' businesses. If you desire your path to success to be simple, this podcast is essential listening." Thank you so much, Ainsley. I'm really, really glad that you enjoyed the podcast. And for anyone else out there who wants to give their feedback or a review, head over to Apple Podcasts because I'd love to hear your thoughts and I would love to share them on a show. So today we're talking about 4 ways to stand out in your industry, book more clients, and sell more products. Let's jump in. After 10 years working online and serving hundreds of organizing customers in my first business, I've discovered the secret to filling my client books is to stand out in my industry. But how do you do that? What exactly do you need to do to stand out and get the attention of people who will become your perfect kind of client? Well, here's the little list that works for me. Number 1 is to serve a particular type of customer, really specific. When I was a home organizer, I worked specifically with clients who were mothers with young children, from toddlers through to primary school aged kids. Why? Because I get what it's like to be an exhausted mum surrounded by chaos. I know how much better life is when your home is running smoothly, it's easy to keep clean and tidy, and you're able to get dinner on the table at witching hour without having a breakdown yourself. So my business focused on helping mums organize their homes in ways that make their day flow smoothly. I didn't do any organizing work on things like deceased estates or with hoarders, and I didn't work with people who were looking for Pinterest perfect home organization. I specifically served busy mums and I used organizing to reduce their overwhelm. Now that made it really easy for happy clients to refer me because they knew that I could help their busy mum friends too. And it made it really easy for people to know straight away that I was the right person to hire because they could see that I could understand what they really needed and I had ways to help them because I had experienced that myself. Number 2 is to talk benefits, not features. I know this is going to sound a bit harsh, but nobody really cares if your online program has 6 modules and a workbook and 3 audios. What they actually care about is how it's going to make their life or their business better. So will it save them time? Will it make them feel good? Is it going to help them learn a new skill? Will it save them money in the long run? Or will it help them make more money? You need to talk benefits over features if you want to get people's attention and build that thirst for them to want to buy what you're offering. Once the benefits are clear, that's when you can start talking about the features. Tip 3 is to show up consistently. You know how when you hear a song for the first time, you're like, yeah, it's okay. But then once you've heard it 5 or 6 times, you are obsessed and you love it. You can't get enough of it. Well, it's kind of the same way in entrepreneurship. The more people see you, the better they get to know you. The better they know you, the more they like you. And the more they like you, the more they trust you. And trust is the key to higher sales conversions. People buy when they trust that your product or your service is worth spending their money on. Number 4 is to brag about what you do well or have other people brag for you. Now, a lot of us skip this part because we don't want to be tooting our own horns or sound, overconfident, but it's really key in building that trust with your potential customers. You need to prove that you're good at what you do because that makes it worth the money that they're going to spend on your product or your service. You'll book more clients if it's really, really clear that you're good at what you do. So brag away. Show your before and after pictures, share your client testimonials, screenshot every positive comment you get on a YouTube video or a Facebook post. Reshare the Insta story that someone has tagged you in. Seriously, show people how awesome you are and then give them a link to book in or buy. I hope you found those tips helpful, and I'd love to hear about your experience when you give them a try. That's it from me for now, and I'll see you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Simpler Business Podcast. If you did, please subscribe, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts. There's a link in the show notes to make it nice and easy for you, just the way we like it. If you're ready to simplify and scale your business, you can get started with my free audio class at marissaroberts.com. See you next time.